This is Revenge with Christy. We all know blood is thicker than water, but this is not my reality. My name is Elara, and growing up, I thought my older brother, Cassian, was a hero. He taught me how to tie my shoes, how to ride a bike, and how to stand up straight when I spoke. But somewhere along the line, something changed. Maybe it was when he became the first in the family to get a job in the city. Maybe it was when people praised him for being responsible. Whatever the reason, Cassian started acting like he was better than everyone, especially me. One morning, he looked at me and said the words that stayed in my heart for years. "Elara, you're just useless." He didn't say it as a joke. He meant it. I swallowed my tears and kept quiet. Our mother heard everything, but she didn't fight him. She just watched us with sad eyes, like she knew something we didn't. Our mother wasn't wealthy, but she was wise. She believed in saving, planning, and preparing. I once overheard her talking to her friend. "Elara will surprise everyone one day, even Cassian." At the time, I didn't understand. Surprise them with what? I was the quiet one, the girl who liked to stay indoors and read, the girl who worked slow but careful. But Mom always treated me with this calm patience, the kind that made me feel like she knew my whole future before I lived it. When she got sick, everything changed. Cassian became even more distant, and I became the full-time caretaker. Mom would often hold my hand and whisper, "You'll understand everything when the time is right." I didn't know those words were a clue. After Mom passed, everything happened fast. People came, people cried, people cooked, people prayed. But there was something missing. The will. Cassian asked around, but no one seemed to know where it was. Mom never told us the location. It was like she had hidden it on purpose. Cassian shrugged it off after a few weeks and said, "There's probably nothing important in it anyway. We move on." But I remembered Mom's eyes, the way she spoke like she had a plan. Deep down, I knew the missing will wasn't an accident. Years passed. Cassian moved out, got a new, big job, and started acting like he was above the whole family. He barely visited, barely called, and when he did, it was always a short, rushed conversation. I stayed behind, working simple jobs and helping our aunt, Aunt Rhea, with her small grocery shop. One rainy evening, Cassian came back home, not to see me, but because he needed a place to stay. His voice was loud the moment he stepped inside. "Elara, I need to crash here for a while. Don't complain. You're lucky I even told you." Lucky? The same boy who once held my hand as I learned to write now spoke to me like I was dirt on his shoe. Still, I let him stay, because he was my brother, because blood still meant something to me. At least, it did then. Cassian had only been living with me for 2 weeks when I got a call from a number I didn't know. I almost ignored it, but something in my chest told me to answer. "Hello? Is this Elara?" "Yes, this is she." "This is Mrs. Alden. I'm your late mother's lawyer. I've been trying to reach you for years." My heart stopped. "Why? What happened?" "There's something important your mother left behind," she said gently, "and we're finally allowed to open it because you just turned 25. My hands shook so hard I almost dropped the phone. Cassian heard my trembling voice and walked over with a frown. "What is it now, Elara?" he asked. I looked at him. I didn't know how to say it, but the truth was simple. When I told Cassian about the lawyer's call, he burst out laughing. "A lawyer? For you? Elara, please don't tell me you fell for some scam." "It's not a scam," I whispered. He waved his hand. "Mom didn't own anything big, and if she did, it would come to me. I'm the firstborn. That's how these things work." I didn't argue. He never listened anyway. But inside, a small spark lit up, the same spark Mom planted in me years ago. That night, Cassian bragged loudly on the phone to his friends. Some lawyer thinks my sister has an inheritance. I can't wait to see what cheap nonsense they left for her." His voice cut through the walls. But for the first time, his words didn't crush me. They made me curious. What exactly did Mom hide? 2 days later, I sat in the lawyer's quiet office. Cassian didn't come. He said he had important things to do. Mrs. Alden, the lawyer, handed me a thick brown envelope. "Your mother wrote this 5 years before she passed," she said softly, "and she asked that no one, not even Cassian, should see it until your 25th birthday." My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a letter, a small key, a legal deed, and a sealed envelope labeled "Do not open until after reading the letter." I unfolded the letter and my mother's handwriting danced on the page. "My dear Elara, if you are reading this, it means you are ready. This gift is not just a home, it is proof of who you truly are." My heart pounded. Home? What home? I read the rest of the letter slowly, my chest rising and falling with each line. Mom wrote, "I watched you grow with kindness, patience, and quiet strength. Cassian may be loud, but you carry the real wisdom. This is why I have entrusted something to you alone." The lawyer placed her hands gently. "Elara, your mother bought a house years ago. She saved every penny and invested carefully. She wanted you to have security and a fresh start." I stared at her. A house for me?" "Yes," she nodded, "and the deed is inside this folder. It is fully paid for, no mortgage, no loans." My breath caught. I wasn't useless. I wasn't a burden. I wasn't the girl Cassian said I'd always be. Mom believed in me. She prepared for me. She trusted me. And now everything she planned was right in front of me. The lawyer drove me to the address. My legs shook as I stepped out of the car. The house wasn't small. It wasn't old. It wasn't broken down. It was beautiful, warm, painted a soft cream color with a neat little garden and tall windows. My name was on the deed. I held the key tightly. This place was mine. Mrs. Alden smiled. "Your mother said you'd grow into someone who would take care of what she started." I felt tears fill my eyes. I wished Mom could see me standing there. But another thought hit me, one that made my stomach twist. Cassian was living in my home, my mother's gift, my place. He had no idea. When I got home, Cassian was pacing the living room. "Where have you been?" he snapped. "Do you know how many chores are left undone? You disappear for hours and just—" He stopped when he saw the legal files in my hands. "What's that?" I froze. He walked closer, his eyes narrowing. "Elara, why do you have official documents? Give them to me." "No," I said quietly. It was the first time in years I told him no. Cassian snatched the sealed envelope Mom left for after the letter. He ripped it out of my hands before I could stop him. The anger in his eyes turned into confusion, then shock, then something even deeper. He read the title out loud. "Final Property Transfer. For Elara only." His voice cracked. What is this?" I looked at him, my heart pounding. "It's the truth Mom left behind," I said softly, "and I think you're finally about to understand it." Cassian began flipping through the documents like he was searching for a mistake. No, he muttered. "This can't be right. Why would Mom give you a house? Why not me? I'm the firstborn. I'm the one who—" He stopped talking because even he didn't know how to finish that sentence. I took a deep breath. "She left it for me because she wanted me to have a stable future." Cassian scoffed. "Stable? Elara, you can't even run a kitchen without burning water. Why would she trust you with an entire house?" His laugh was sharp, but his eyes were scared. It was the first time I ever saw fear in my brother's face. Fear that he wasn't the favorite. Fear that he wasn't the strong one. Fear that maybe, just maybe, he was wrong about me. I handed him Mom's letter, the part she asked me to show him after the deed was revealed. He read slowly. Cassian, my son, you grew up believing strength means being loud, but true strength is quiet. I hope one day you understand. Cassian's lips tightened. He kept reading. I love you both, but Elara has a heart that sees what others miss. Give her space to grow, and learn from her when you can. Cassian stopped. For the first time in years, he didn't have a comeback. He sank onto the couch, staring at the paper like it was something precious and painful at the same time. Mom never talked to me like this, he whispered. I sat across from him. She loved you, I said gently, but she also saw me. You just never looked close enough. He didn't speak. Silence, heavy, shaking silence filled the room. 2 days later, everything exploded. Cassian woke up angry. He slammed cabinets, threw laundry aside, stomped around like the house owed him something. Finally, I asked softly, Cassian, what's wrong? He spun around. What's wrong? Elara, you know what's wrong. That house should be mine. I have the life, the job, the plans. You don't need it. I took a step back. Cassian, it's not about need. It's what Mom wanted. He pointed a finger at me, shaking. You don't deserve it. The words hit me like a cold wave. After everything, even now, he still couldn't see me. I deserve what Mom trusted me with, I said quietly, and you're going to respect that. He scoffed. Respect you? For what? I swallowed. For being your sister, and for living a life that doesn't revolve around hurting others. His face fell for a second, like I slapped him with the truth, but then he stormed out, slamming the door so hard it rattled the windows. When I told Auntie Rhea what happened, she sighed, like she had been expecting this moment for years. Oh, Cassian, she whispered, he let pride swallow him whole. She made me sit at her dining table, with warm tea and soft biscuits, the way she did when I was little. Elara, listen to me, she said gently. Your mother gave you that house because she trusted your heart. Cassian wants the glory, but you want peace. That's the difference. I nodded slowly. I don't want to fight. I just want my life. Auntie Rhea smiled. And that's exactly why you deserve it. Before I left, she pressed a small necklace in my hand, Mom's necklace. She told me to give this to you when the time came. I think it's time. I held the necklace close. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was stepping into who I was meant to be. When I got home, Cassian was sitting on the floor with his back against the wall, staring at the deed again. His eyes were red. Elara, are you really going to take the house? I sat near him, but not too close. I'm not taking anything. Mom gave it to me. He swallowed hard. I have nowhere else to go. The words stabbed my heart, because for the first time, he wasn't yelling, he wasn't mocking, he wasn't pretending. He was just my brother, lost, scared, and confused. I said, you can stay here for now, but things will be different. You'll treat me with respect. No shouting, no insults, no ordering me around. He looked down. I don't know how to be anything else, he admitted. I touched his shoulder gently. Then start learning. He nodded slowly. And for the first time in years, Cassian didn't look like my enemy. He looked like my brother again. The next morning, something felt different. Cassian woke up early. No shouting, no slamming doors, no complaints. He quietly folded the blanket he used on the couch and even washed his dishes. I watched from the hallway, confused. He noticed me and cleared his throat. I thought I should help. It sounded strange coming from him, but it felt good too. For the first time, the house wasn't filled with tension, just quiet, peaceful, almost hopeful. But I knew healing wasn't going to be easy. People don't change overnight. Still, this was a start. A few days later, Cassian came home early, which was unusual. He sat at the dining table staring at a paper. What's that? I asked. He sighed. My job cut my hours. They said they're restructuring. I need a new position or I won't be able to afford anything. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he looked up at me. Elara, could you help me prepare? You're good with words, better than me. Cassian, asking me for help. The same brother who once called me useless was now admitting he needed me. Okay, I said gently. I'll help. We spent the evening practicing interview questions, fixing his resume, planning his answers. He stumbled a lot, got frustrated, but he didn't give up. At the end, he whispered, "Thank you for not throwing everything back in my face." I smiled. "I'm not here to hurt you, Cassian." He nodded and looked away quickly, like he didn't want me to see the emotion in his eyes. 2 weeks passed. Cassian went to multiple interviews. Some went well, some didn't. One evening, he came home looking defeated. He walked straight to the kitchen sink, leaned on it, and his shoulders started shaking. I had never seen my brother cry. "Cassian?" I whispered. "I'm trying," his voice cracked. "I swear I'm trying, Elara, but everything is falling apart. I thought I had life under control. I thought I was strong, but I'm losing everything." I stepped closer, placing a hand on his back. "You're not losing everything," I said softly. "You still have family. You still have a home." He turned around, tears running down his face. "Your home," he said quietly. "The home Mom trusted you with, and I treated you like nothing." My heart squeezed. "It's okay to start over," I told him. "We all do at some point." For the first time, Cassian hugged me. A real hug. Not forced, not guarded, just brother and sister, trying to heal. A week later, Mrs. Alden, the lawyer, called again. "There's one more thing your mother left," she said. My breath caught. Cassian insisted on coming with me. When we arrived, the lawyer handed me a small box. Inside was a USB drive and a handwritten note. "Play this when you're both ready." My hands shook. Mrs. Alden nodded for us to sit. She plugged the USB drive into her laptop, and suddenly, Mom's face appeared on the screen. She was smiling. Weak, but still beautiful. "Hello, my children," she said softly. "If you're watching this, it means you're together." Cassian covered his mouth with his hand. Tears filled his eyes instantly. I grabbed his arm gently. Mom continued, "I knew life would test you both. I knew Cassian would struggle with pride and Elara with confidence, but I also knew one day you would need each other." Her voice cracked just a little. "Cassian, take care of your sister, not because she is weak, but because she is strong. And Elara, believe in yourself. You are capable of more than you think." The video ended. Silence. Then Cassian whispered, "She knew us better than we knew ourselves." I squeezed his hand. Mom always did. On the way home, Cassian was quiet. When we reached the house, my house, he turned to me. "Elara, I want to say something I should have said years ago." I waited. "I'm sorry for everything, for the names, the insults, the way I treated you like you were less than me." My throat tightened. "And I understand now," he continued. "Mom didn't give you the house to punish me. She gave it to you because she trusted your heart, and I was too proud to see who you really were." I blinked away tears. "I forgive you, Cassian," I whispered. "And I want us to move forward, not perfectly, but better." He smiled softly. "That's all I want too." For the first time in our lives, we stood as equals. Not one above the other, not one louder or smaller, just siblings, trying to build something new, trying to honor the mother who believed in both of us. The days that followed felt peaceful. Not perfect, not magical, but peaceful. Cassian started helping around the house without being asked. He asked about my day. He even apologized when he slipped into his old tone, something he never did before. One morning over breakfast, he said, "Elara, I didn't realize how much I missed being your brother." I smiled. "I've always been here. We just couldn't see each other clearly before. He nodded slowly. We'll make this work. I want this house to feel like a home for both of us. For the first time, I believed him. One afternoon, Cassian received a phone call. His hands shook as he answered. Yes, this is Cassian. Oh, really? Thank you. Thank you so much. When he hung up, his eyes were wide. Elara, I got the job. I jumped up. Cassian, that's amazing. But he wasn't smiling out of pride. He was smiling out of relief, gratitude, and something new, humility. They said the interview felt honest. They liked that I admitted my weaknesses. I only learned how to do that because of you. I shook my head. You did that yourself. No, he said softly. You taught me how. He hugged me tight, a real, grateful hug. Our mother would have loved this moment. Aunt Rhea suggested we invite a few family members for a small housewarming to bless the new beginning. Cassian insisted on helping set up. He decorated the living room, he cooked one of Mom's favorite dishes, he even practiced a small speech in his room. When everyone arrived, he cleared his throat. I know some of you might remember me as the loud, confident one, he began. But the truth is, I wasn't confident at all. I was scared, and I hid behind pride. Everyone grew quiet. He pointed toward me. But Elara, she's the strong one. She's the reason I realized who I want to become. I felt tears fill my eyes. Cassian raised a glass. To Mom, he said softly, to the home she left us, and to the sister who helped me find myself again. Everyone clapped, and for the first time, I didn't feel like someone in the shadows. I felt seen, loved, honored. Later that night, after everyone left, Cassian and I sat on the porch, staring at the garden our mother once dreamed of. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a tiny folded paper. What's that? I asked. He said it was in Mom's old jewelry box. He found it while cleaning earlier. He gave it to me. Inside, in her soft handwriting, Mom had written, When you finally understand each other, you will understand me too. My children are my greatest gift, not because you're perfect, but because you complete each other. I pressed the note against my heart. Cassian wiped his eyes. She knew we'd get here, he whispered. I nodded. And now we're living the future she hoped for. The stars above us seemed to glow a little brighter. Months passed. Cassian's new job was going well. I started taking classes to grow my confidence and skills. The house Mom left became more than walls and windows. It became a home filled with healing and second chances. One evening, Cassian stood in the living room looking around with a soft smile. Do you ever think about why Mom chose you? He asked. I nodded. Yes, she knew I'd protect this home and protect us. Cassian placed a hand on my shoulder. And I'll protect you too, not out of pride, but out of love. We stood there quietly, letting the past fade into something softer. I looked at the house, my house, and felt Mom's presence in every corner. I whispered, Thank you, Mom, for trusting me, for guiding us, and for giving us a chance to be a real family again. Cassian nodded beside me. We won't waste it. And just like that, the story that began with insults, pain, and old wounds ended with growth, understanding, and hope. Not revenge, not punishment, just healing, exactly the way Mom wanted.